Hey guys, it's H4, aka Beardnor himself, and I'm bringing to you another episode of Hipfire BITCH Free-for-All Edition. Today's episode is a gameplay that is brought to you by the Rainbow Dash. His YouTube channel is the Elder Misanthrope. Yes, so it's been a while since I've been able to bring one of these episodes to you. I'll give you the rundown on the gear and setup for this gameplay in a second, but I wanted to thank you guys for being extra patient with me while I'm in between rentals and moving, and if you've seen that Beardnor, what happened? The video, then you'll know that I've been going through my fair share of headaches lately, and I am doing my best to get through them and also be able to bring you guys some content while still trying to keep my sanity. But yes, this gameplay is by the Rainbow Dash. He is sending me a 30-5 gameplay with the QBB LSW, diamond plated no less, and he does a really good job here of winning this game. He's running the UAV, Hunter Killer, and Care Package, though he does not call in a Care Package, nor does he throw a Hunter Killer, so he is abiding by the rules, only using the UAV, and showing that he doesn't need anything like an AGR, and probably maybe didn't think he would get one anyway, doing Hipfire BITCH like this. He is using the QBB LSW, Laser Sight, Rapid Fire, and Suppressor. He is using Lightweight with Ghost and Dexterity. He's holding one Flashbang in his repertoire, and obviously he is using the Primary Gunfighter and the Perk 1 Greed wildcards. That being said, he is doing a pretty good job. He's using an unorthodox setup that I think is actually pretty neat. Using the Rapid Fire with the QBB definitely puts that thing at a really high RPM, and it allows him to overwhelm opponents up close. You're going to see here he gets a host migration, and that tends to happen when you're doing well in a free-for-all, especially on Xbox, but he does a really good job here of using that overwhelming rounds per minute downrange to overwhelm people, but he also chirps his gun if he gets into medium range scenarios, and it allows him to still pick people off and do pretty good. This is probably a gameplay that he got after... Probably, I would say this was before the patch where the QBB got any buff, but if it was after, then obviously he's using that to his advantage. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'm like I said, I'm going through a funny situation. You know, I'm currently staying at with my girlfriend at her parents' place. It's our uncle and her mom's place, actually, and we're staying here temporarily while you know, we can't currently live in our current apartment because of the situation that I mentioned in the last video, but also our new rental doesn't, we don't get the keys for that until May 1st, and that's when hopefully I'll have my full setup back and running. I have a pseudo setup right now, and that's, you know, okay for me, but it's not necessarily the ideal situation. There's a lot of people with different schedules in this household, and so it makes it hard to record commentaries without being interrupted. And also that I brought my dog with me, obviously, and they have a dog here, so the two of them make tons of noise, and you can imagine the giant headache it is to try and record anything with a silent ambience around you, and so that's what I've been dealing with. But that's none of your problems, that's totally my problem, and I will endeavor to push through it. But I did happen to get a chance to see the G.I. Joe Retaliation movie, which I was really nervous about seeing because they absolutely butchered the first video, first film with The Rise of Cobra. That video was terrible. That whole movie just was terrible. It was really bad, and they picked a horrible cast for the most part, except for the guy who played Storm Shadow, and I guess Ray Park as Snake Eyes, because really he doesn't need to be seen, he just needs to be good at what he does. But even still, it's not necessarily the way I would picture Snake Eyes. If you guys don't know, I am a massive G.I. Joe fan. I have been for a long time. I used to watch the cartoons as a kid, along with Transformers and He-Man and all those other silly cartoons that were in the 80s. And, you know, I was a huge G.I. Joe fan. That's the toys that I played with as a kid. Those little 3 3/4 inch figures, and you know, that was what I collected and played with when I was a kid. And so I'm a humongous G.I. Joe fanboy, and I like you know, the comics and stuff like that, where they put the G.I. Joes in that less campy atmosphere and put them in a much more serious space. And when the first movie came out, I was excited. I was like, oh man, they're gonna, you know, treat it like they did with Transformers, and, you know, there may be some tongue-in-cheek campiness, but, you know, overall it's going to be a good movie. But no, I was absolutely wrong, and, like, the first movie was terrible. They butchered all the stories, they butchered everything, they made it super terrible. They made G.I. Joe this, like, world team force instead of an American force, you know, because they were worried about political correctness and all that stuff. But I was pleasantly surprised when I saw the new movie that they had gotten a much better cast to play the different characters, dipping into action stars like Bruce Willis and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and trying to get more bang for your buck out of the Joes and killing off all the Joes that were in existence before maliciously, so that we don't have to deal with those, including Channing Tatum, or as I like to call him, Channing Masturbatum, because that dude is not a very great actor, and I'm glad that he got booted out of the movie. But overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, and I definitely recommend you guys seeing it. If you know, take it with a grain of salt, but it's certainly a much better version of the story than it was in the first movie. So that wraps up the gameplay. He is gone 30-5 with the QBB LSW. He catches a nice camping sniper bitch in the corner here and mops it up. But if you're new around here, please check out my channel and subscribe to it if you like it. Check out my last gameplay. I was talking about microtransactions in the last episode of Hipfire BITCH. And also check out What Happened, Beardnor? Cheers.